Hi fellow logicians, welcome to the Logical Christ channel where we evaluate logical argument that would help us apply logic to arguments presented. Now, here's the logical argument we will evaluate. Premise 1, the good God cannot create evil. Premise 2, in Islam, Allah created evil. Conclusion, therefore, Allah is not the good God. Sit back and relax, we will be back after this short intro. Here again the logical argument. Premise 1, the good God cannot create evil. Premise 2, in Islam, Allah created evil. Conclusion, therefore, Allah is not the good God. Premise 1 argument. The names of Allah that show that Allah must be pure and good. Ar-Rahman, which means the beneficent, all-compassionate, most gracious. Al-Qudus, which means the holy, all-pure, all-sacred. Al-Adel, which means the just. Al-Bar, which means the good, the beneficent. And Nafi, which means the benefactor, the source of good. Considering the very definition of the names of Allah, which shows how Allah is all good and all pure, it becomes inherently contradictory to posit him as the source or originator of evil. A truly good and holy God, by his very nature, cannot produce that which is antithetical to his essence. Attributing evil to God undermines the concept of moral responsibility, and evil emanated directly from the divine would be a contradictory to begin with. Here is Sheikh Bel al-Assad that discussed about no evil comes from Allah.
From Allah, no evil, no pure evil comes. Sometimes there's things that look bad to us, but from Allah, there's no pure evil that comes. If there is something that happens with the permission of Allah and some of it looks bad to us, know that it is a blessing in disguise. There is a door in there for you. There are doors in there for you. And I always repeat and remind my brothers and sisters about Allah's names. Allah's 99 names which He has revealed to us.
Now for premise 2 argument. In Sahih al-Bukhari 3208 states, Allah's messenger, the true and truly inspired, said, then Allah sends an angel who is ordered to write 4 things. He is ordered to write down his deeds, his livelihood, his death, and whether he will be blessed or wretched. So, a man amongst you may do good deeds till there is only a cubit between him and paradise, and then what has been written for him decides his behavior, and he starts doing evil deeds characteristic of the people of the hell fire. And similarly, a man amongst you may do evil deeds till there is only a cubit between him and the hell fire, and then what has been written for him decides his behavior, and he starts doing deeds characteristic of the people of paradise. This hadith clarifies that everything everybody did and do are already determined by Allah, both good and evil deeds. Quran 6:112, it states, and thus we have made for every prophet an enemy, devils from mankind and jinn, inspiring to one another decorative speech and delusion. But if your Lord had willed, they would not have done it, so leave them and that which they invent. We can understand that Allah made devils among the mankind and jinn. Quran 14:4 states, and we did not send any messenger except with the language of his people so that he might make the message clear to them. Then Allah leaves astray whom He wills and guides whom He wills. And He is the exalted in might, the wise. Clearly shows that Allah has the ability to do evil by leading someone astray. Quran 37:96 states, while Allah created you and that which you do. This verse clearly stated that all actions, whether good or evil, was created by Allah. Here is a clear Quranic verse that clearly stated that Allah created evil in Quran 1:13-1-2, it states, say, I seek refuge in the Lord of daybreak from the evil of that which He created. Here's a clip of Hamza Yusuf explained how Allah guided people between good and evil, the two rows or the created nature.
Human beings are taken to account for the good they do and the evil they do. The Quran says, لَهَا مَا كَسَبَتْ, for the soul is the good that it earned, وَعَلَيْهَا مَكْتَسَبَتْ, and against the soul is the evil that it has acquired. So we are taken to account for good and evil that we do in the world. The Muslims, the Quran is emphasizing the doing of good actions. Now, one of the words that it uses for this is hasanat. And the opposite is sayyat. Hasanat, the root word is beauty. In other words, there's an idea that a good action is a congruous action. It is a harmonic action. That a bad action is aesthetically unpleasing. It is cacophonic. It is ugly. That the human being by nature recognizes beauty and recognizes good. And this is the idea in the Quran. It says, وَهَدَيْنَاهُ النَّجْدَيْنِ. We guided the human being to the two roads of good and evil. That there is something inherent within the human being. Now, if you look at this in terms of the animal kingdom, when animals do something, we do not put moral judgment on it. If a snake bites and kills a child, we do not say it's an evil snake. I mean, people might do that metaphorically, but they don't. There's not a moral component there. It's simply being itself. And there's a Rumi tells a story about the turtle and the scorpion and the frog. Right there at the side of the river. And the scorpion asks the frog, give me a ride across the river so I don't have to walk around, or across the lake. The frog says, I'm not stupid. If I give you a ride, you'll sting me. And the scorpion says, that's ridiculous. Think about this. If I sting you, we'll both sink and drown. So the frog says, that makes sense. Takes him across. Halfway across, the scorpion stings the frog. The frog says, why'd you do that? He says, my nature.
Following the arguments, we can logically accept the conclusion that based on Islamic sources that Allah is not the good God, for He created evil and lead people astray. Here is another spin of the same logical argument. Premise 1, the good God do not guide people to evil. Premise 2, Allah guided people to evil. Conclusion, therefore, Allah is opposite to the good God. Here's a clip from Sam Shamoun on how Allah creates people for evil.
I'm now going to prove from the Quran and the authentic sources of Sunni Islam, Allah predetermined, predestined every evil, immoral act a person will commit, even adultery, in order then to destroy them for those evil acts in hell, evil acts that they were created to do and could not avoid doing them, because I'm going to prove from the Quran and the Hadith, Muhammad's own interpretation, that the Quran teaches Allah has already created people to damn and destroy and torture in hell. Do the authentic sources of Sunni Islam teach Allah created people for the express purpose of torturing them in hell and predestined that they would commit evil, immoral acts that would result in punishing them in hell without them having any choice in the matter? Yes. Sahih Bukhari, volume 8, book 77, number 609. Narrated Ibn Abbas, this Muhammad's cousin. I did not see anything so resembling minor sins as what Abu Hurairah said from the Prophet, who said, Allah has written, fixed, determined for the son of Adam his inevitable, notice the word, inevitable, meaning you can't avoid it, share of adultery, whether he is aware of it or not. So who has written beforehand the adultery that you inevitably commit? Allah did. And there are various kinds of adultery. The adultery of the eye, when you lust for a woman, if you're married, or a woman who is married, or both. The adultery of the eye is the looking at something which is sinful to look at. And the adultery of the tongue, using your tongue to lead someone to commit adultery, what is unlawful to utter. And the inner self, your inner desires, wishes and longs for adultery, and the private parts, turn that into a reality or refrain from submitting to the temptation. Okay, did you hear that? According to these authentic traditions of Sunni Islam, Allah already predetermined and fixed the adultery you will commit, whether in your mind, your desires, whether by your eyes, whether by your tongue, or whether by your body parts, or all of the above. Who fixed it? Allah. Can you then unfix it? No. Can you then resist it? No. Can you choose otherwise? No. You got it? That's Al-Bukhari. Sahih Muslim, book 33, number 6421. Verily, Allah has fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge in, and which he of necessity must commit, or there would be no escape from it. Wait. You must commit it? It's necessary you commit the adultery that Allah has fixed for you? Yeah. Narrated Abu Huraira, watch. Allah's apostle said, Adam and Moses met, and Moses said to Adam, you are the one who made people miserable. So Moses says to Adam, you made people miserable, Adam, and turned them out of paradise. In your face, Mohammedans, when you say, the Quran, Islam denies original sin. It talks about original forgiveness. No, it doesn't. It agrees with the Bible and church tradition, not with the concept of Augustinian original guilt, but original sin, that Adam and Eve expelled themselves from the garden, so that all human beings are now born outside of the garden, and they receive a sinful inclination, sinful proclivity that eventually causes them to sin, but they don't go to hell because of Adam and Eve's sin. That's the difference. Islam teaches something similar. So here Muhammad has Moses saying to Adam, you are the one who made people miserable and turned them out of paradise. Adam said to him, you are the one whom Allah selected for his message, and whom he selected for himself, and upon whom he revealed the Torah. Moses said, yes. Now watch Adam's supposed response. Adam said, did you find that written in my fate? Did you find written in my fate what was predestined for me before my creation? Moses said, yes. So Adam overcame Moses with this argument. Did you understand what that means? Adam is saying, since God gave you the Torah, did you not find that it was written in my fate that I would sin and expel humankind from paradise and make them miserable? Yes. Then shut your mouth. It's not my fault. Blame Allah. That's the argument, guys. Sahih Bukhari, volume 6, book 60, number 262. Narrate Abu Huraira again. The Prophet said, Moses argued with Adam and said to him, Adam, you're the one who got the people out of paradise. By your sin, you got us thrown out of paradise, and thus made them miserable. Adam replied, Ya Musa, alayhi salam, O Moses, you're the one whom Allah selected for his message and for his direct talk. Yet you blame me for a thing which Allah has ordained for me before he created me? Let me repeat what Adam supposedly says. You, Moses, are blaming me for a thing which Allah had ordained for me before he created me? Allah's apostle further said, so Adam overcame Moses by this argument. Ouch. Final one. This comes from Mishkat al-Masabih. Mishkat al-Masabih, the English translation with explanatory notes by Dr. James Robson, which you can find on sunnah.com. Volume 1, page 231. Page 23. Watch this. Page 23. Let's read this. Okay. Abu Huraira reported that God's messenger told Adam and Moses holding a disputation in their Lord's presence, and of Adam getting the better of Moses in argument. Adam won the debate against Moses. So Muhammad is shown where Adam and Moses will debate in front of Allah. And Adam will defeat Moses in debate. He'll win the debate. How does he win? Moses said, you are Adam, whom God created with his hand, and to whom he breathed of his spirit, to whom he made the angels do obeisance, and whom he caused to dwell in his garden. Then because of your sin, caused mankind to come down to the earth. So don't let Muslims lie and deceive you. The Quran and the authentic traditions attributed to Muhammad, according to the Sunni tradition, affirm that Adam's sin got all mankind thrown out of paradise and made them miserable, made them depressed and sad and sinful. Okay? Keep that in mind. Adam replied, and you are Moses, whom God chose to deliver his messages and to address, to whom he gave the tablets on which everything was explained, and whom he brought near as a confidant. How long before I was created, listen, how long before I was created did you find that God has written the Torah? Moses said 40 years. So the Torah was created 40 years before Adam. Guys, pay attention. Muhammad thought the Torah pre-exists. It's coming down to Moses. It was created 40 years before Adam, then later sent to Moses. All right. Adam asked, do you find in it? Does the Torah not say, and Adam disobeyed his Lord and erred? On being told that he did, he said, do you then blame me for doing a deed which God, Allah, has decreed that I should do 40 years before he created me? God's messenger said, so Adam got the better of Moses in the argument. According to the logic of Muhammad, if the Torah was written 40 years before Adam's creation, that means everything written is fixed to take place. So if the Torah said Adam would sin, the Torah says Abraham would lie, that means since it was written, they have no choice but to do what the script said they would do before they existed. You understand? So the script was written beforehand. Here are all the actors in the play. The script already says what the actors will do. So when the actors are created to play out the script written before they were created, they're doing exactly according to the script, and they can't do contrarily. Chapter 7, 178 to 179 of the Quran. Pay attention. Chapter 7, 178 to 179 of the Quran. Whomsoever Allah guides. See, notice it's up to Allah. Whomever Allah guides, He is the guided one. This is an Ali Khan version. He is the guided one. And whomsoever He sends astray. Did you catch it? Allah guides, Allah misleads, deceives, and sends astray. And whomsoever He sends astray, those, they are the losers. Now watch this key. Why would Allah mislead some, send some astray? Here's why. And surely we have created many of the jinns and mankind for hell. Did you catch it? What a wicked, evil monster Allah is. He's saying that the reason why He will mislead people and deceive people from the path, because He has sworn He has to fill hell with many genies and men. Surely we have created many of the jinns and mankind for hell. Did you catch it? Allah did not create everyone for life. He deliberately created many genies and humans for hell, so He'll mislead them to hell, cause them to commit adultery and other sins to damn them in hell. Chapter 11, verses 118 to 119. Chapter 11, verses 118, 119, Yusuf Ali translation. Watch this. If thy Lord had so willed, He could have made mankind one people. See, He could have all made us one. But they will not cease to dispute, except those on whom thy Lord hath bestowed His mercy. So you notice, if Allah has shown people mercy, they will be guided, they will enter Jannah. But He hasn't given His mercy to everyone. Why? Because notice the next part. And for this is the reason, did He create them. He created these people to receive His mercy and be saved. Well, what about the others? And the word of thy Lord shall be fulfilled. I will fill hell with jinns and men altogether. Did you catch it? The reason why Allah didn't make mankind one, the reason why Allah doesn't give His mercy to everyone, because He's deliberately determined to create many genies and men to destroy them in eternal torture. So He won't give them mercy. He will cause them to sin, commit adultery and murder in order to have a reason to torture them in hell. Chapter 32, verse 13. If we had so willed, see, Allah says again, if I wanted to, we could certainly have brought every soul its true guidance. Did you catch it? If I wanted to, I could have guided every soul to the true guidance. Meaning, that's not what I wanted. 32:13. If we had so willed, if we wanted to, we could certainly have brought every soul its true guidance. Implication, Allah did not want every soul to be given true guidance. Why? Here's the rest of it. But the word from me, meaning my decree, will come true, must come to pass. I will fill hell with jinns and men altogether. 3 passages of the Quran where Allah swears, I have decreed and will fill the decree that I will fill hell with many genies and men. So I've deliberately created many genies and men for hell. That's the Quran.
Finally, after our evaluation of the premises, we have a solid logical argument that Premise 1, the good God do not guide people to evil. Premise 2, Allah guided people to evil. Conclusion, therefore, Allah is opposite to the good God. What do you think, my fellow logicians? Comment down below.
Thinking with Logical Christ.